Finland on the 7th July 2023 at the city of Helsinki, Atlantic, Finland. For more information, call Mazi Sochima Mbanali +489 793 439. Mazi Sochima Mbanali +393 207 215 826. Mazi Sochima Netherlands +3168 486 0431. Williams Logan, National Coordinator of Finland and Post +358 445 136 500. And Mazi Sochima, National Coordinator of Finland and Post +358 445 340 432. Let's talk about Biafra and unconditional respect of our leader, Mazi Sochima.
Good evening, great Biafrans. Thank you for staying tuned into Radio Biafra. We'll be going live on the radio very, very shortly, so please do not touch this dial, because this evening we'll be having a very serious conversation about what has been happening in our land. Do not go anywhere. We will be joining you very shortly on the radio. good morning, good afternoon, depending on where you are listening to me from, depending on where you are tuned in from. My name is Mazi Sochima Mbanali. I welcome you this evening to Radio Biafra Motherland, coming to you live from Radio Biafra London. Today is the 21st day of June 2023, and the time now is 7 minutes past the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. Once more, I welcome you this evening to Motherland. I welcome you this evening to this holy platform. And I do ask you to please join us this evening as we go ahead in this conversation. I ask you to join us this evening as we go ahead in this conversation. And we are live on various Facebook platforms. We are live on Radio Biafra on Facebook. We are also live on Radio Biafra Motherland. We are also live on IPOB Johannesburg Zone, South Africa. So you can join us from any of the above aforementioned Facebook pages. Also, we are live on our YouTube page, which is IPOB Community Radio on YouTube. We are live there. I encourage you to share this broadcast, encourage others to join us this evening as we go ahead with this program this evening. This evening, I thank our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Do not forget that 2 days ago made it exactly 2 years since the Nigeria government abducted Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu from Kenya, and they subjected him to 8 days of torture, which means by this time 2 years ago, by this time in 2021, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu was being tortured, chained and tortured for 8 days before they smuggled him into Nigeria. It is very important that we keep reminding the world that Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a victim of the lawlessness of the Nigerian state, a victim of the Nigerian state. Just like several other Biafrans who are languishing in different dungeons, in different detention facilities, in different places in Nigeria. These people are heroes and they must be freed. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be freed because he committed no crime.
Pray in the language of heaven, because Chukwukika Abiyama is in control of all that we have been doing and will continue to do until Biafra is restored and all the suffering indigenous populations in the damnable Zoological Republic are set free. Chineke nna nke pụrụ ihe niile Chukwukika Abiyama onye na-efuwe n'aja aha nsọ ya mma mgbe niile. Onye ọbụla anụ ya na-achị eluigwe n'ụwa na-agba akaebe ịhụnanya gị na ebere gị amara gị n'ọmịiko gị ebe ndị gị na-eze ebede ngọzi. Anyị wee na-etoghị agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro, iwe nye anyị ndụ ala nke dị n'uwere n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-asị na ịja mma niile otu niile dịrị aha nsọ gị. Onye ọ bụ naanị ya ka ike niile na ọ gbadara aka ya. Anyị wee na-akpọku gị na-asị gị na nke ọma anyị ga-ekele gị, nke ọjọọ ma anyị kelee gị. Anyị wee na-aja gị mma, wee na-etoghị, wee na-asọpụrụ gị n'isi ụmụ gị niile bụ ndị ikwu ndị wee ezi oku mgbe a kpọrọ ha ka ha wee chekwaa ala nsọ gị bụ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na ihe n'ikwuru anyị nkwa na o mekataghị ka ndị iro wee were ala nsọ Biafra onye nwe m na Chineke na nke bi n'igwe. Agbanyeghị atụmatụ ọjọọ niile nke ndị iro ma ndị na-agba mgbọgba ebe niile dị iche iche onye nwe m na Chineke nna ihere bụ nke niile etu a n'ụbọchị nke taa. Anyị wee na-etoghị, wee na-asị onye nwe anyị na Chineke nna nke pụrụ m ihe niile, onye ọ bụ naanị ya na-azọpụta, onye ọ bụ naanị ya bụ okwu ya niile bụ ihe na amen. Anyị wee na-asị ezi ebube dị ngọzi na ọtụtụ na ịja mma na nsọpụrụ site n'ebighị ebi ma ruo n'ebighị ebi. Ise, ise, He said,
Good evening, good morning, good afternoon, good night, depending on where you are listening to me from, depending on your time zone. Today is Wednesday, the 21st day of June, 2023. I welcome you to Radio Biafra. This is Motherland, and my name is Sochima Mbanali. Sochima Mbanali is coming to you live from Radio Biafra, London. The time now is 12 minutes past the hour of 5. 12 minutes the hour of 5 in the holy and blessed land of Biafra. I salute our leader, the leader of the indigenous people of Biafra, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is at the forefront of this battle to restore the dignity of man, to restore the dignity of the black race. I salute the Directorate of States of the indigenous people of Biafra. Those who have made sure that so far we are marching towards the goal which is the restoration of Biafra. I also salute our men and women of Eastern Security Network and every single person who is working diligently, who is working hard towards the restoration of Biafra. I salute each and every one of you. And like I said earlier on, this month of June makes it exactly 2 years since the Nigeria government abducted our leader, Onyendu Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, from Kenya. It has been since June of 2021. This was when Nigeria government extraordinarily renditioned Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. And since June 2021, they have continued to keep him in captive in the dungeon of the Nigeria DSS at Abuja. This is despite different court rulings, including the binding opinion by the United Nations Working Group on arbitrary detention, declaring the abduction, the detention, the unlawful trial of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu unlawful. They also ordered the Nigeria government to release him immediately. But we have seen that since then, rather than release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, the Nigeria government have continued to subject him to all manners of torture. They have denied him food, they have denied him medication, they have denied him access to his lawyers, they have even denied him access to his doctors. They have kept him in solitary confinement since 2021, and this is a crime. This is a crime. Let me take you back to 19th of June 2021, when Nigeria government went into Kenya and abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu. They took him to a secret location in Kenya where they tortured him for 8 days. 8 days of intense torture. 8 solid days of torture before they smuggled him into Nigeria. What Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is asking for is a referendum. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is speaking for the Biafran people. He is demanding for the law to be obeyed. He is demanding that Nigeria government should walk the talk. They say that they are a democratic government. Why then are they scared of a democratic process? Why then have they resorted to torturing and abducting those who are speaking for democracy, who are speaking for the rule of law to be obeyed? They did not subject Mazi Nnamdi Kanu through the normal international process of extradition. Rather, they abducted him. This horrible action, this action of the Nigeria government breached both local laws as well as international laws. And this is exactly what we have been telling the world, that Nigeria is not fit for any human being to live in. Nigeria is not for any human being to exist in. And it is very clear. If it was not clear right now, it is very clear. Therefore, we wonder why the world is silent. We wonder why Nigeria is enjoying this preferential treatment from the world. They have been blind to the lawlessness of the zoo, and now the zoo has gotten emboldened to the point that they export lawlessness. They export lawlessness, and the United Nations, they have been they gave 6 months for Nigeria government to comply with their ruling, with their opinion, and it has been way over 6 months. We are asking them, what is stopping them from enforcing their own law? What is the problem? What is it that they have seen that is making them keep quiet to the atrocity being committed by the Nigeria government? In July, the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention, this is according to the Guardian news that was published on 29 September 2022. It says that in July, the UN Working Group on Arbitrary Detention published an opinion that the father of two had been subject to extraordinary rendition and said he should be released immediately. However, successive UK foreign secretaries, first Dominic Raab and then Liz Truss, before she became Prime Minister, have refused to take a view as to whether Kanu was a victim of extraordinary rendition. This is according to the post on the Guardian News, which was posted on the 29th September 2022. It makes one wonder if this is because they are complicit in what is happening to the people of Biafra. This makes us wonder how far they can go. How far they can go to ensure or to keep quiet and watch the extermination of the Biafran people. You may recall that these Gestapo Nigeria security forces, they first abducted Mazi Nnamdi Kanu when he arrived Nigeria in 2015. And from 2015, they rejected the court ruling which released Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, and they illegally held him from 2015 until 2017 when they reluctantly released him. After this reluctant release in 2017, the same government, the same lawless government used the instrumentality of the state in attempt to kill an innocent man just few days before his court date. They attempted to kill him in broad daylight. Thank God that he managed to escape. But this did not even deter the lawlessness, nor try to stop the lawlessness of this of Nigeria. They also pursued him. They pursued him to Kenya in 2021 and abducted him. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu is a prisoner of conscience. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu did not commit any crime known to law. Mazi Nnamdi Kanu must be released by the Nigeria government immediately, because the call for a referendum is not a call for war. What we are asking for is for a referendum to be conducted for the people of Biafra to have their freedom, to be free from the shackles of Nigeria. This call is not a call for war. Nigeria government must be forced to obey its own laws and free this innocent man. Nigeria government must be forced. They have to be forced to ensure that they release this innocent man and allow Biafrans to go. They must release Mazi Nnamdi Kanu and allow Biafrans to go.
March. The indigenous people of Biafra IPOB worldwide wish to inform the general public about the upcoming events that will take place at Finland on the 7th July 2023 at the city of Helsinki at Lats, Finland. For more information, call Mazi Sochima Mbanali plus 489-793-439. Mazi Sochima Mbanali plus 393-207-215-826. Mazi Sochima Mbanali plus 31-68-486-0431. Williams National Coordinator of Finland and Post plus 358-445-136-500. Mazi National Coordinator of Finland and Post plus 358-452-340-432. Let's tell the world about Biafra and unconditional release of our leader, Mazi Mbanali.
We all have to join in this we all have to join in this struggle. Each and every one of us must contribute our quota to ensure our freedom. To ensure our freedom, we all must be able to do whatever that we can do to ensure our own freedom, to ensure the survival of our race. Now, there is a video that has been trending that I want to bring to your attention. Actually, there are several videos. Nigeria, every day it is one problem or the other. Every single day, one problem or the other. Now, my question to you, Nigerian, is: are you not tired of this Nigerian story? Are you not tired of this Nigerian story? This is my question. Are you not tired of this Nigerian story? If you are tired of this, now the question is, what are you doing about it? What is it that you are doing about it? Let me play this interview granted to one of our lawyers, granted to actually our lawyers. But this is the voice of Barrister Michael Zekome. Let us listen to him.
My learned friend, Ifeanyi Ejiofor, to that meeting. And I then demanded that Nnamdi Kanu should be present at the meeting. Because we are only lawyers and we do not know anything about medicine or surgery. And they fetched Nnamdi Kanu, and we all sat down and brainstormed and agreed that there was no way they could have carried out that surgery on Kanu without his own personally appointed medical doctor, a doctor of his own choice, as earlier directed on the 21st of October 2021 by the Honorable Justice Binta Nyako of the Federal High Court, that he be allowed to have his personal doctor so that there could be a second opinion on his deteriorating state of health, wherein they are increasing his potassium level every day. They are using him as a guinea pig for trial because they do not know the cause of his illness. And all the tests they have done, blood tests, urine tests, stool tests, who they have always done, they have sent to South Africa and some other countries. Nnamdi Kanu to date has never been availed of what the results were. Nor have we his counsel. So at that meeting, therefore, I impressed it upon them that there was no way they could carry out a surgery on Nnamdi Kanu's ear without his personal physician being present. That we will not even allow it. And that was what we agreed on. The meeting was that when Nnamdi Kanu finally appoints any one or two doctors of his choice, they should get across to us. We will now again write to the SSS for an interactive session between these doctors and Nnamdi Kanu, because his earlier doctor, Dr. Sifine Okorochukwu, who had been treating him even before his extraordinary, torturous and forceful rendition from Kenya back to Nigeria on the 27th of June 2021, who had gone to the DSS facilities 2 times and had been denied access to see Nnamdi Kanu, himself was not in the country. Because of that, it means that whichever doctors that will be seeing Nnamdi Kanu will be seeing him for the first time, and Nnamdi Kanu will be seeing them for the first time. So there must first be that interactive session so that they can have a synergy to know whether these are doctors that he can go with or whether he will need another set. Surprisingly, suddenly, like Fela will put it, we saw flying in the social media some characters saying that the family of Nnamdi Kanu has allegedly debriefed me and Ifeanyi Ejiofor. There are certain pieces of news I don't take serious. I didn't just laugh. I guffawed. It was a loud laughter that these guys do not know what they are talking about. You cannot sit in Germany. You do not know what is going on with your brother's case or his life. And you say that Nnamdi Kanu has been trying since 11th of May to get across to me, and I've been refusing to see him. Whereas I was with Nnamdi Kanu on the 3rd of June. And the very day you were releasing this text, this social media damnable and defamatory statement, Ifeanyi Ejiofor was physically with Nnamdi Kanu. You release this, your social media something at 1:57 p.m. 3 minutes before the 2 p.m. when Ejiofor was supposed to meet with Nnamdi Kanu. And he met him. And Nnamdi Kanu sent his personal greetings, happiness, and thanks to me through Ejiofor. And that everything is going on well. He's very happy the way I've conducted his case. Since I came in January 2022, I got 8 of the 15 counts dismissed by this honorable court here, Justice Nyago. The remaining 7 counts, I was dissatisfied. I took them to the Court of Appeal, and on the 13th of October 2022, in a landmark judgment, the Court of Appeal dismissed the remaining 7 counts and gave Nnamdi Kanu a clean bill of health. The Court of Appeal declared that Nnamdi Kanu was hereby discharged. The Court of Appeal declared that Nnamdi Kanu should never again be arrested or detained over this matter. The Court of Appeal went further to declare that never again should Nnamdi Kanu be tried on the same offenses for which he was extraordinarily, torturously, and extrajudicially renditioned back to Nigeria from a sovereign country, Kenya, where he had gone to in May 2021 as a British citizen, not even as a Nigerian citizen, without following the extradition process. And a whole federal government, rather than defend its citizen, as the American government will do, they will go to any country to go and take out one of their citizens. We have seen it again and again. The whole federal government filed a motion for stay of execution of the liberty of its own citizen, contrary to section 36 of the Constitution. An unknown process, and another panel of the Court of Appeal granted that stay. They filed an appeal to the Supreme Court and they sat on it. They refused to prosecute the appeal. They will file papers, they will not serve us until we go there by ourselves to search. The federal government has been running, but by the grace of God, they cannot hide. On the 14th of September.
Thank you very much for staying tuned into Radio Biafra. This is Motherland coming to you live from Radio Biafra, London. The clip that you listened to, that was the voice of Mike Barrister, that is a senior advocate of Nigeria, Barrister Mike Ozekome, in the defense of our leader. He spoke about several issues in that interview, but one that I want to bring out here is the issue of our leader's health, the issue of the health of our leader. Of course, you cannot bring, like he said, you cannot bring doctors to operate on our leader without our leader, doctors who are conversant with the problem of our leader. You cannot bring doctors to take care of our leader without those that he is representing being a party to such a decision. That is wrong. And like I said the other day, our lawyers who are involved in this case, those who are representing his family, must understand that there is need for collaborative effort. For a collaborative effort. The moment you start doing things on your own, that shows that you are not here for the Biafran people. You are here for your own. And that is a very, very dangerous thing to tell Biafran people, that you are not there for the indigenous people of Biafra. Every Biafran person who is affected by this situation, because Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents every Biafran. The moment you take any decision without those that Mazi Nnamdi Kanu represents, you are not working for us. You are working for yourself, and such a process should not happen again. It should not be in a public domain where those who are supposed to defend us are antagonizing themselves. That is a no-no. That is a no-no. Now, someone might say, but how then should their process, they challenge any process that they are not happy with? Now, personally, if it were me, and I feel like I do not trust lawyers that are working for the Biafran people, lawyers who have already made sure that Nigeria government looks like fools in their own court. What do? You bring your own lawyers to work together, not individually, but to work together. If there is at any point in time that you find out that this step has not been taken, and it is a very, very important step, what do? You let your lawyers do what they can to make sure that such a step is taken. That such a step is taken. If you doubt the strength of the lawyers who are representing IPOB, then let your own lawyers bring their own advice, not antagonize and criticize without any critical analysis. This is one of the problems that we have as that Nigerians have. Nigerians usually criticize without a critical analysis. Sometimes when you listen to what they are criticizing about, you ask yourself, what point is this person making? What point? It's like somebody coming out to talk about you as a criminal, rather than the person talk about the points, the points with which they are basing their allegations on. They attack your person. Talk about, this one, you are married to this person, you are not married to this person, or you should have known better. Such things should not happen again. I believe this is what and how Biafrans see this. Such things should not happen again. Anybody who is fighting for this struggle must be circumspect. of our utterances, especially those who are in such high, who we are supposed to hold in such high esteem. Now is the time for work. Now is the time for work. Sometimes even when you see where people go astray, you ask yourself, this, if I come out and speak, what impact will it make? Will it make a negative impact or a positive impact? So rather than speak, you take actions. Rather than speak, you take actions. I want to invite you to this special radio program with Mazi Sochima Mbanali here on Radio Biafra. It is going to be a very special program. You know how special it usually gets when we receive information. And it will be on Sunday by 7:30 in the evening. This Sunday, the 25th of June, 2023, by 7:30. And he will be talking about the general briefing on Biafra struggle and putting the oil thief and pipeline security, Asari Dokubo, where he belongs. And he will also talk about the continuous detention of Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, which will definitely spell doom, for Nigeria. He will also be talking about another phase of sponsored criminality by Hope Uzodinma in Imo State, just for our people to hate the Biafran struggle, for our people to hate their own liberation. You know, there is this thing, it has been said severally about the black man, that we black people are like crabs in a bucket. When one is trying to climb out, the others are trying to pull that one down. The others are trying to pull that one down. Now, I want to take you to another video that has been on air, and I want us to please pay attention to this. Let us pay attention to this video.
Thank you very much. Now, I assume office 3 years ago. I'll be rounding up by October. He assumed office 2 years ago. He assumed office not up to 1 year. We have the leadership of Alaba International Market. The Lagos State knows that we exist. The local government knows that we exist. Have they called the leadership of Alaba International Market and bring this into our notice? The answer is no. The answer is no. Look at the every man controlling this market. And that is why we have Alaba and Magwete Council of Section and Heads. So that when there is problem, we go to the appropriate authority. The day they came to my office, I was having a meeting, a joint meeting of the BOT, Federal Council, and Federal officers. I saw almost 100 armed mobile policemen. I came out to address them. I said, this place is a marketplace. Why are you frightening us? They said they are going for demolition. These people are labda or whatever. I said, if you come to the leadership of Alaba and tell them, we will work hand in hand with you. We will not disturb the federal government from us, the government from doing their job. But at least you need to notify us. They will not call our people. Your own building is involved. Your own is involved. How do you go about it? Is it about, bringing it down, putting it to standard, or acquiring the necessary documents that is required for you to acquire? Or do they want to reclaim the land and give it to so-called their business counterpart that came out from China like I had, that want to develop for the people? No problem. With time, the world will know if actually what they came for is for the updated buildings, or they are giving this place for a foreigner to come and develop markets inside Alaba International Market. Let me tell you, I know about the position of Nigeria. I'm a political scientist. You understand? That's why I'm a trainer. I'm not a novice. So many of us are graduates, some of us are master degree holders. Now, what the parties in Nigeria is true federalism. If actually it's true federalism, an Igbo man can become a chairman in Ojo local government. The Igbo man can become a chairman in the and then Igbo government in the Igbo land. So I don't discriminate. I'm a true Nigerian. So I don't believe in all those kind of rumors. Even me as a chairman, there are rumors flying out.
Thank you very much. I just want to cut it there so that we can have a conversation. There are three things I want to bring out here One is the blatant disregard for this man's office. They came to his workplace, Alaba International Market, and demolished the place without even telling him, without him being aware of such a project. That is because they have absolutely no respect for him and the office that he commands. They absolutely have no respect for him and the office that he commands. And the question is, why would they have no respect for him? Now, you heard from him that he is a Nigerian. A Nigerian. Why would your enemy respect you when they are trying to kill you and you are drawing closer to them? Why would your enemy have any sort of respect for you when you fail to identify yourself as who you are? Do you think anybody will respect you? Nobody will respect you until you give yourself some sort of respect. They will not respect you. They will not respect the office that you command because you have no identity. You have no understanding of who you are. So how can people who know they are give you some level of respect? This is one a point that I wanted to bring out so that we pay attention to these things. These are the reasons why our enemies, they keep doing what they are doing, because they see that we do not even have any recognition of who we are. Nigeria have told you severally that they will push you into the lagoon, into the sea, yet you are still a Nigerian. They have told you if you vote for who they do not want to be in that position, they will chase you into the sea and that they will kill you. They killed you. And you're still there. You are still there, identifying yourself by the tag that they have given to you. How will they respect you? The next point I want to bring out from what he said is very, very important. This is drawing lessons from what Ahmadu Bello said, that rather than give you employment, they would rather make sure that people who are incompetent are given that position. And that is what is happening in Nigeria. And if they cannot find any local, they go and employ an expatriate, that is a foreigner. They go and employ a foreigner. So you see, rather than allow Biafrans to make a living at Alaba, they would rather give it to China people, to Chinese, to come and trade and take their money back to China. Rather than have the Igbos eat from there, let the Chinese people eat and take their land. This is the kind of hatred that they have on you. And you still identify yourself as a Nigerian. How then will they have any sort of respect for you? How do you expect them to respect you when you don't respect yourself? When you have no respect for yourself, even your friends will not respect you, not to talk of your enemies. Not to talk of your enemies. They will have no respect for you. That is what I wanted to bring out from that. And I hope that we are learning from the events that has been happening. It is best that things happen so that we learn than for them not to happen, and we keep killing ourselves with ignorance. We keep killing ourselves with ignorance. Now, let me play the final clip before we open up the line so that we can have a conversation this evening. And this is a video from the pig in the creek. This is a video from the pig in the creek. I am sure that you have heard this video, but I just want to bring it to you because there are some points that this pig did touch on. I am not emotional about his outburst. He seemed very emotional about it. He spoke with emotions, and I am not emotional about it. I just want to bring out a few points that I think are very important from what he said.
You take your leprosy hand to write. You don't have respect for the people who bought your father. Is it every Calabar man that is a Calabar man?
I just want to let us take it one step at a time. He said, you have no respect for the people who bought your father. Saying basically that him and his ancestors participated in slavery. I guess this goes back to provide answers to when people say Africans sold Africans. I guess this cancer is the example of the Africans sold Africans, and shamelessly talking about it. And then he said something else, apart from his ancestors being part and parcel of slave trade. I remember the video. In the video, he spoke about his grandfather or great-grandfather, whoever, owning a sheep. And I understand that if really his grandfather and great-grandfathers were making profit from the mirrors and the schnapp and the hot drink that was being given to them, he would not have been able to afford, or his ancestors would not have been able to afford the sheep. So how did this person afford a sheep? Because of their collaboration. Perhaps the sheep was given to the father as a payback or as a thank you for helping in the slave trade. And of course, it's going to be a very old sheep, very dilapidated sheep. But the point is, he made it clear that his ancestors were part and parcel of those who sold our people, And we must bear in mind that what you have now as Nigeria was a very instrumental place in slave trade. Badagry, the ports at Badagry, very, very instrumental in their slave trade. The other one at towards our riverine area, I'm trying to remember the name of that area, was also instrumental to slave trade. Nigeria, as you see it now, was part of the slave coast, where they called slave coast. And then when slavery was over, of course slavery is not even over, but when the slavery of chains was over, the United States and the rest of them who orchestrated this colonialism and we cannot continue with slavery right now because the world is waking up to it. The world was waking up, that was why they stopped. Because before they started, they went on a propaganda that Africans are not human beings, that they were animals. This was how they sold slavery to others, including their own people. They even took a woman from South Africa. Let me remember her name. I'll remember her name now. They took the woman from South Africa, a Xhosa woman. They took her to Europe, advertised her in cages as an animal, in order to cement what they have been selling to their people, that Africans are not humans but animals. Remember that propaganda was invented by the church. Before they kill you, they first demonize you. A pig in the creek, his ancestors, according to him, were instrumental in the selling of slaves. Now, remember I did point about that being where these Africans sold Africans came from. And most times I have wondered, why is it that today I cannot think of selling my child? You cannot think of selling your child or selling anybody from your community or even from around your community, because if you do, we know that our tradition then it had power. Our culture, our religion, our way of life, it had power. It still has power, just that we do not practice it. Anybody from your community would never have been able to sell anybody from your community. I have been thinking of it and I do not see it happening. It is people like this that were used to abduct people. The same thing they did to Mazi Nnamdi Kanu, abduction. Declare war on people, go into the village, raid people, abduct them. The same thing that they are doing in the north. They go into the villages with their guns, killing, abducting people. Those they couldn't kill, they abduct them and sell them. And then, leading to the second point that he raised, he said, is it every Kalabari man that is a Kalabari man? Now, this question is very, very important. Is it every Kalabari man that is a Kalabari man? And by saying that, he is referring to himself as a non-Kalabari man that identifies as a Kalabari man. I don't know if you are getting what I'm saying. As a non-Kalabari man, who as a Kalabari man meant by is it Kalabari man? Now the question is, who is he? Where is he from? What is his identity? And the identity of those his ancestors that he said sold our people. Because nobody from my village will abduct people from my village and sell them and go scot-free. Even in today's world. Even in today's world. This is why we have to ask ourselves, where is he from? If he is but posing as a Kalabari man, then where is he from? And this goes to remind me of what one of the ex-governors in the north, I think he's now ex-governor in the north, said on a broadcast, a Fulani man. He said, Fulani people, they do not identify restricted. They are not restricted to any African identity. That if they come into Nigeria, they are Nigerians. If they come into Igbo land, they are Igbos. If they come into Kalabari land, they are Kalabaris. I don't know. I am asking a question to him back. If he is not a Calabari man, who is he? Who is he? Now let us listen to this one more time, because we have just a few minutes before the top of the hour, so that we can join in the conversation.
Healthy hand to write. You don't have respect for the people who bought your father. Is it every Calabar man that is a Calabar man? Do you know your roots? That you talk to me. You don't know that people own this Calabar.
Now, every Calabari man should pay attention, because one, he said, is it every Calabari man that is a Calabari man? And in that sentence, he was referring to himself. Two, he said, don't you know that people own Calabari? Now, the question is, who are the people who own Calabari? Because, first of all, he is trying to tell us that he is not an original Calabari. And then, he is also making, asking a question that tries to say that those who are in charge of Calabari land are not even Calabaris like him. Now, every young person who has been recruited and fighting on this man's behalf, thinking, oh, South, oh, Calabari, oh, Ijo, oh, this, that, must be able to sit back and think and reason. Must be able to sit back and think and reason. And those elders in Calabari land, the leaders in Calabari land, they also have questions to ask. I believe they have watched this video clip, and they are the leaders. They should tell us if it is those who he referred to as not every Calabari man that is Calabari, that are the people he referred to as who own Calabari land. Because Calabari is a Biafran land. It doesn't belong to any other person except Biafran people. Except the Biafran people. This also reminds me of the problem that we are facing today in different states, in the zoo. Especially in Biafra land. You find those in authority, those who you can say that own the land, responsible for the death of their own people. Now you ask, how can that be so? How can somebody be responsible for the death of their people? Look at Ozodema. Look at the kind of insecurity that has been ravaging Olo. The kind of insecurity that has been ravaging Olo. And this is somebody who says he's from Olo. Should we extend what this person said by asking if it is every Olo man that is from Olo? So you have leaders who are not there for the interest of the people because they do not identify themselves as the people. That is why they can go to the north and kneel before those who are hell-bent on exterminating their people. That is why somebody who said he's the president of de facto government, Biafra de facto government, or whatever nomenclature he goes with, would be sending young people to go and kill their fellow brothers, their fellow sisters, kill, rape, do whatever crime they can against their own people. Now this man, this pig, has called the identity of these killers into question. For me, that is what I heard from him. He has called the identity of all of these wicked people who are hell-bent on exterminating our people into question. Now let me read this news. I don't want to continue with him because this is giving him a lot of attention that he doesn't deserve. Let me read something from the news. This is from Eastern Pilot, and it says, breaking news, plans to kidnap, assassinate Biafra self-determination activist uncovered, IPOB. IPOB press release, 19 of June 2023. It says the plans to kidnap and assassinate IPOB principal officers in diaspora will have consequences, IPOB. I want you to pick some points from this press release. I want you to pick, I will, when I get to that point, I will let you know. Or when I get to each point, I will let you know. It says the ugly plans to kidnap or assassinate some principal officers in the global family and the movement of the indigenous people of Biafra, IPOB, in diaspora will come with severe consequences. It's pathetic that some southeastern politicians will be part of the Nigeria government's plan to kidnap some IPOB leaders from their resident countries and rendition them to Nigeria like they renditioned our leader. Kenya and Nigeria are yet to recover from the political and economic effects of their evil collusion in the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of our leader from Kenya to Nigeria. Those who are part of this evil agenda should be ready for what will befall them. We haven't finished with the Kenyan government over their evil alliance in the kidnap and extraordinary rendition of our leader. Any other country that colludes with the Nigeria government in any illegality against IPOB members should be ready to face IPOB in social resistance and legal battles. I want to draw your attention to this paragraph I just read, talking about some southeastern politicians. Some, not all of them, some southeastern politicians. Now, it takes me back to what this pig talked about, calling his identity as a Kalabari man into question and calling the leaders, political leaders, their identity also into question. Now you understand why some politicians will decide that not minding the consequences, that they want to abduct people who are campaigning for their own lives, the lives of their children even, to get better. Now you understand why politicians see selling you, your organs, as a right, as a responsibility that they have been given to. How is this any different from slavery? The slavery that this pig talked about his ancestors, his fathers being part of. And today, politicians are selling the organs of their people, people that they call their people. How is that any different from slavery? Now you also understand why these politicians, they do not want to stand up for you. Understanding that you are in slavery as it is today, but they do not want to stand up for you because they are enjoying the dividends of the slavery. even those in Lagos that are Yorubas and other ethnicities are not left out, because this organ harvesting is a Nigerian law. This right that gives the Nigeria government to harvest your organ is a Nigerian law. It is not a Biafran law. It is not a Southeast law. It is not a South-South law. It is a Nigerian law. Your organ as a Yoruba man is not yours. It belongs to this evil politician. And you find out people who say, oh, it is Igbo businessmen. They are the ones being chased out. Do you think you are not part and parcel of the victims? You are part and parcel of the victims. You are part and parcel of. I want you to go and read this this press release by IPOB. I advise you to go and read it. It is from the 19th of June this month, 2023. I want you to go and read it. Because this pig just opened the door for us to question these politicians, these people who are masquerading as politicians. Like a caller did say in one of our programs, that these are not our people. That these are not our people. Because how is it possible that your own people will be there laughing, jumping up and down to ensure that your organs are transported from the zoo, from the animal kingdom to America, to Britain, to China? And you want people to remain in one Nigeria when you cannot even defend them. You cannot defend people you want to share a common interest with. What are you asking them to belong in the same country with you for? What then is the purpose? What then is the purpose? So that you keep killing them. The line is open so that we can have a conversation concerning this, because most people do not understand that we are still in a stage of modern slavery. We are still in another stage of modern slavery. From the slavery of chains, they brought in the slavery of colonialism. And now they have given it another name. Colonialism was when they had their white people in charge administering the government, and then they brought their neo-colonialism. Who knows what else they are planning for you? And you are there fighting and saying, oh, I am not this, I am that. The solution is to save yourself. The solution is to rise up and say enough is enough. That is the only way that you can be saved, that your generations can be saved. If today you are suffering this, imagine what you will suffer, or your generations to come will suffer in 20 years. In 20 years. Imagine what they will suffer. The number to call is +27 78 0645457. I already have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra Motherland. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 3 minutes. Please go ahead. Caller, can you hear me? Okay. Sorry about that. Caller, you can call back and I will also bring you to Biafrans. Let me repeat the number to call. The number is +27 78 064 5457. The number is +27 78 064 5457. I have a caller on the line. Caller, welcome to Radio Biafra Motherland. Please go ahead in 3 minutes, your name and your opinion. Ndeo. Caller, are you there? Are you listening to radio? Are you listening to radio or me?
Thank you, Mazi Sochima. Good evening to you.
Ndeo.
Yes, Mazi, my name is Hugo. Mazi, can you hear me?
I can hear you, Mazi Hugo. Please go ahead.
All right, the line is too bad. So let me go ahead. My name is Hugo, and I'm calling from the blessed land of Biafra. Mazi, you see the clip you played. You play about 3 clips. The simple truth is that, let me talk about the pig in the creek, popularly known as Asari Tukumbo, the killer and the kidnapper of the white people in River State in the name of freedom fighting. Finally, Turubu turned his father. Finally, Turubu is now the father of Asari Dokubo. But we are watching the evil that these people do. Definitely, we must make sure that that evil look for them in future to come, because most of them probably more have contracted this killer, and he is behind what happens to our young boys that was massacred in all up and down. We are trying to let them know that all their evil activities in our land, we know it and we can never forget it. Rather, in future to come, they will get the wages of their evil work. This man accusing Nigerian soldier and Nigerian Navy of whatever they know how they must do it is another dangerous thing, despite the statement he made. I remember before their so-called 2023 presidential election, there are so many people are lamenting, don't release Nnamdi Kanu. If you release Nnamdi Kanu, it will stop the election. It will cause insecurity. This same useless idiot also make the same statement. Snapping innocent people, causing mayhem. I want to hear that is using their hand to bring the destruction that is coming upon them. Asari Dokubo, is it a soldier? Asari Dokubo, is it police? If your answer is no, why must the so-called zoo government allow this man to showcase the talent of killing innocent people, at the same time parading different type of ammunition, and they allow him to exist? The reason why I'm sounding this way is because the zoo is bringing destruction to themselves, and that destruction is going to wipe them out very soon. Because when you employ killer, when you employ criminal to do work for you, it will do that work for you, but after the work, what next? The pig in the creek is parading himself, making himself to be known to the people that is going to kill him very soon. As our leader said, after you serve the zoo finish, the zoo is going to pay you back with the wages of your work, because you are an evil person. Let him continue to parade himself. Let him continue to show himself as an old fool he is. He think he has something. He think he has power. He don't have any power. Time will come, he's going to realize this evil work that you are doing. You are going to see the wages of your evil work, and you will take it 100%. Mazi, our people in Lagos should take note of message. They should not think that Lagos state government don't know what they are doing. This is a prophecy that is fulfilling. And before our leader says something, we normally see it. So the only good thing that will happen to our people in Lagos is for them to arrange, let them come back to develop our land. There is a very big bush that is supposed to be developed here. Let them come back. We have been telling them this for so long and they refuse to listen. If you are waiting when these people will come and consult you, they will take your house. Thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. I appreciate that. Thank you very much. This message also goes to the leader that I played his clip. He must understand now that the zoo doesn't respect him. They don't respect his office. They do not have any sort of respect for him. He must come home. That is where he will get his respect. He must encourage others, encourage his people with his position there. With his position there, he can encourage his people, encourage our people to come back home. Let whatever that they are doing there, whatever structures that they have there, he must come and put the zoo to shame by having something that is way more than that will give the people even more that will give the people even more dignity. I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra Motherland. Please introduce yourself and go ahead with your opinion in 3 minutes. Ndewo. Caller, can you hear me? Caller, can you hear me? No. Okay. I have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra Motherland. Can you hear me? Please go ahead with your opinion, your name. Yes, I can hear you. Please, Ndewo, you have 3 minutes. Please go ahead.
Hello?
Ndewo, you are live on Radio Biafra. Please go ahead with your... What is going on? Yes, I can hear you, Mazi. Can you hear me?
Thank you so much. Thank you very much. My name is Ifan. I'm calling you from Italy here. Mazi, thank you so much. And I pray that you will bless you. You will my guide, all the whole radio presenters. You guys are fine for standing every day to preach the gospel for our people to hear. But Mazi, I haven't, sometimes I have been listening to all this evening. Mazi, but that's what I want to tell our people. I'm talking about those that are living, outside of Biafra land, like people living in Lagos and, North. If our people want to, survive, they should choose their leaders, the marketers, people who, those like this man that speak here now. You see, they are destroying your people property, and you are still claiming you belong to the same people that they are the people that destroy your own brother's property. I don't know. This maybe because of when they join all this Ogboni, they are joining Yoruba land or even in the northern side, they are using their own brother to play politics. That is why I wonder that what is happening that sometimes our people are here, but they have the leaders in that market. Why can't those leaders organize people that will be guiding the place so that kind of incident will not happen? But instead of that to do it, they will prefer even to collect money for the new government to make sure they bring their own brothers down. Because that thing they are doing, they don't want us to rise. They don't want our people to rise up. That's depend on I can do it. See that maybe we lost billions of naira. Then tomorrow we'll continue struggling again. That is why we see a lot of our people. We are not more old. It's very difficult to go to our land now to find some young vibrant men that will live up to say 50 years or even 90 years. It's very difficult because we always struggle. So that's how they want to use the opportunity to go to Yoruba land, go to Hausa land. You see an elderly man that is 100 and something years. But in our land now, you see obituary, 50 years, 40 years, 45 years. Those are our brothers, if they want to lead, if they want to choose any leaders that will lead them in the any marketplace where they are, let them find someone who is thinking the way we IPOB is thinking. Because I know that yes, the reason why he's saying that yes, I'm still in Nigeria because if he says something, anything like it, that they have to move their market out of Lagos. Tomorrow you see that DSS will find him. They will arrest him. Every time fearful. Came back to Viduja before Amara na yes na Mirija no Mazi, and another one but that is that pig in the creek. Mazi, the reason why you see these people they are always talking down on us is because of one those useless people selected, not elite. They are the one who selected themselves. We see from that selected them to us. Mazi, we need to do something to those people because all these things that happen, you can't see them. You can't see them challenge this is a pig. Mazi, you go do a whole Igbo people no can beat your tag and run a keep now, boy, you see that now from our being area in our sleep. Now, it's better that I'm gonna hear a video for our people. Each any politician open up for no anything up now. My I go to show about a bulletproof one. Our court to show you before man the banana me and I have me all everything I like I can have before I mayor. I open an bulletproof village. She lay on a Mendoza, Managano, video, the world to save us, Russia help us, each other, all those in India in the hunger, but I am. How they going to find out this is our own time? One the man now. And not in Chokam, government has taken an appetite, PK, our leaders now. One I do go to go. We are also Jack Hamara. You need I found a make it now. I not to we full of mud in the wrong, not a meeting. No, they don't my name. We are not happy. But thank you so much.
Thank you very much, Mazi. Bye. Thank you very much. Bye. Yes. Okay. Our solution is in our hands. We must be able to solve our problems by ourselves. We cannot wait for Joe Biden. Joe Biden is benefiting, so why would he come and solve it? As a matter of fact, I believe such people will most probably, the way I see things, will be happier to see that you have some sort of freedom so that you can do business. We have to have a caller on the line. Caller, you are live on Radio Biafra Motherland. Please go ahead, introduce yourself and your opinion in 3 minutes. Ndeo. Mazi, you are live on Radio Biafra Motherland. Please introduce yourself and your opinion in 3 minutes. Ndeo.